Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Another regular intro because today we're taking a step back and we're going to read some As Old as Time, A Twisted Tale. Now this last episode that I did on the last reading session, I'll leave in the top right for you so you can go and check that out. We read the first 2 chapters. Now today I am only going to read one as it is quite late in the night and I've been at work all day, so we're just going to read one chapter and I will try and do another one for next week as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. This chapter is called The Girl is Strange, No Question. Now if you haven't seen the last reading session or you haven't read this book, I would recommend going back and watching or listening to the first one first before continuing with this one. As I said, it is in the top right, so please feel free to go ahead and do so. Pause this video and go ahead and watch the one beforehand. And if you have not done that, if you have read or have listened to the first one, then let's continue. So, The Girl is Strange, No Question is the chapter title. Let's see what happens. Belle always forgot to take the hidden path to reach Levi's bookshop. Either she was reading, or dreaming, or singing to herself, or just genuinely interested in what the world was like outside her house, and the quiet life she and her father led. So she always ended up on the route directly through the village, and therefore talking to and being taught about by the villagers. And if she was honest, she might have done it a little on purpose. It was a pleasant but lonely on their tiny farm. Belle was always eager to start conversations, and always disappointed by how they ended the same way every time. That's nice, Belle. Buy a roll, Belle. Think it's going to rain, Belle? Why don't you start reading and do something with your hair? Isn't my baby beautiful, Belle? She's just like the other 6. You said yes to Gaston yet? She wished, just once, someone would show an interest in the same things she did. But that just wasn't possible in the tiny village, with the same 100 or so people who had always lived there and always would. Today at least, everyone was a bit more subdued. There seemed to be a fewer villagers milling about, gossiping. Maybe someone's batch of cider was finally ready, or some cow had given birth to a calf with 2 tails. No, even that would be too exciting to happen in this place. She sighed and stepped into the bookshop, pushing a stray strand of hair behind her ear. Good morning, Monsieur Levi. Good morning, Belle, the old man sighed brightly. He always had a kind smile for her. He was always glad to see her, no matter how many times she visited. How is your father doing? Oh, he's putting the last touches on a steam-powered log chopper for the fair, she said, spinning daintily on her toes to look around the shelves. Her brown ponytail lifted behind her and, for a moment, she almost felt like a child. Wonderful, Levi said, his mouth breaking into a big toothy grin. He's a man who deserves a prize, or some recognition of his genius. You're the only person here who thinks so, Belle said, with a sad smile. Everyone else thinks he's crazy. All wasting his time. Everyone thought I was crazy for opening a bookshop here, of all places, Levi said with a smile, pushing his spectacles up his nose and looking at her over them. It's certainly quiet without so many customers. I can get quite a lot of reading done. Belle gave him a smile back, the half-sarcastic one that she was famous, or infamous for. Speaking of reading, nothing new this week, I'm afraid, he said with a sigh. Unless you'd like to read one of those religious pamphlets that Madame de Fanatique ordered. Are they philosophical? She asked, desperate for anything, like responses to Voltaire or Diderot, wouldn't mind reading opposing views. Oh no, they're the usual sort. Not even any songs or hymns. Really fairly boring. I also have some rather morbid treatises for Monsieur Dark to pick up and take back to the asylum, he said, mouth pinched in extreme distaste. So I'm afraid I can't let you even touch those. He's very particular. Belle sighed. Alright, I guess I'll just borrow one of the old ones, maybe. Feel free, Levi said with a smile, indicating his whole shop. Any book. She would have to make it a good one. Life would be even sleepier and quieter with her father gone. She saw nothing between now and his return other than bright, cold autumn days, feeding the livestock, and the occasional disappointing long walk to the village. Belle needed something fantastic, something exciting for her to last her till her papa got back, or until life finally began to happen. Well, there we are. That was As Old as Time, and I am looking at doing some more with this in the future. Obviously, I think it's going to be a good one to do for the story, for the channel wise, and I am very intrigued to see where it goes. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes. So yeah, that is As Old as Time, A Twisted Tale. That was the third chapter. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below if you are reading this story, if you have read this story, or you are enjoying this story. Please, I would love to know. Please let me know down in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and if you didn't, give it a big thumbs up as well. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.